Let's explore the conspiracy theory that Bitcoin was created by the NSA and bankers as a one-world controllable currency. But first, let's ask a more important question. Don't we already have one? The US dollar isn't just America's currency, it's the world's primary tool for international trade and finance, dominating foreign exchange reserves with about 88% of all foreign exchange transactions involving the dollar. Since Bretton Woods, this role has been understood as an exorbitant privilege, giving the US unparalleled macroeconomic power and the ability to run large deficits with cheap financing. This is the very picture of a state-backed, banker-friendly global monetary order. Bitcoin, on the other hand, a decentralized and stateless asset, is a direct challenge to this established system, not an extension of it. Let's be clear about Bitcoin. It didn't emerge from wood-paneled boardrooms at the IMF or a secret lab at the NSA. Its origins are extremely well documented. It was born on a cypherpunk mailing list by people who fundamentally distrusted centralized power. The very code was a declaration of war on the system of debt-based currency that bankers had built their empires on. They weren't their agents, they were their enemies. Fugitives, activists, and geniuses who were constantly playing a global game of cat and mouse with the very agencies some claimed they worked for. The proof is in the persecution. Look at the trail of targeted individuals. The characters silenced, imprisoned, or driven into hiding. They didn't just dislike Bitcoin, they recognized it as an existential threat and declared all-out war on its collaborators, sometimes even lethally. Bitcoin has been declared dead 400 times in the media. These weren't obituaries, this was an orchestrated PR gaslighting campaign desperate to cancel it out of existence. Every time a banker or a politician stood up on stage and called it a fraud or a bubble, they were admitting their own fear. They tried to shame it, frame it, and scare you away from it. But when the shaming didn't work, they moved to the strong arm. You think it's a coincidence that New York effectively made it illegal with the BIT license in 2014? They aren't using Bitcoin. They are criminalizing it by proxy. When El Salvador had the audacity to adopt it as legal tender, what happened? The World Bank, the IMF, the high priests of the old system, publicly condemned and tried to strong-arm them, using financial pressure and exclusion to make an example of them. They will dangle alone in front of a struggling nation, and the first term in the agreement is, you will not let your people use this tool of freedom. They are literally paying countries to keep their populations trapped in a system of debt and control. Only someone with a kind of Stockholm syndrome would look at this mountain of evidence, the public persecutions, the media hit jobs, the legislative attacks, the economic blackmail, and come to the conclusions that, yeah, the bankers built this. Why would they build the knife at their throat? The conspiracy isn't that they made it. That's an unsubstantiated theory. The conspiracy is the global, coordinated, and desperate campaign to kill it before people like you finally realize they don't need permission to be free.